You are knowing what you are wanting? Of course you are. Are you anywhere near the vibrational vicinity of your own desire? Oh, good. Well, that's the key, isn't it? To have a desire and to not shoot it in the foot every day with negative expectation. That's the whole process. We've enjoyed this interaction immensely. Well, you are remarkable in that you are among the rare humans who are recognizing your vibrational nature. And if you aren't fully recognizing it in this moment, you will before we are finished today, because it's all we ever talk about, the vibrational nature of you and of everything else. Most humans don't regard themselves much as vibration, even though you are primarily, predominantly that, because you are so good at translating vibration into the physical reality through your seeing and hearing and smelling and tasting and touching. You don't realize you're doing it. You do it so naturally. But there's another sense, your emotional sense, that really is the vibrational translator that we want to focus on. It's what we always want to focus upon, because when you are aware of your emotions and what they mean, then you are able to consciously meld together the vibrational beingness that is you from source perspective, that part of you that existed before you came into this body, who still exists even though you are in this physical body. You're able to meld that part of you with this physical human personality part of you, because your emotions are always your indicator of that vibrational proximity, that vibrational alignment or misalignment, that vibrational allowing of the fullness of who you are to be present and flowing to you and through you in this moment, or the resistance that is keeping that from happening. And we want to help you to realize that in every moment of any resistance, and resistance isn't a bad thing, although it's something that you want to learn to be aware of and to moderately control, that resistance that you are aware of because of any negative emotion that you might feel is always self-imposed, self-applied, because of you in your physical body. It's your focus. No resistance is ever added to the equation from your non-physical standpoint. Now what that means is, as you've been here banging around in your physical body, sifting through the variety that surrounds you, you've naturally contoured a vibrational reality. In other words, when you know what you don't want, you know what you do want. You just can't have any moment in time that you're not perceptually looking for improvement and looking for the best possible scenario for yourself. Now, there are a lot of people that don't want to be that way. You want to be more humble, or you want to be more giving of others. But we submit to you that unless you are selfish enough to care about your own vibrational relationship with your own vibrational partners, meaning the source within you, then you have no chance of alignment, and then you have no chance of steadily flowing the fullness of who you are into any moment in time. And if you're not fully aligned and flowing the whole of you into the conversation, into the lovemaking, into the appreciation, into the awareness, into the conversation, into whatever it is that you're focused upon, then the diminishment that you experience as a result of not allowing the wholeness of you to be there is what you would describe as negative emotion, and it's what we would describe as self-applied by you resistance, as a result of choosing thoughts in this moment that are not up to speed, are not equivalent, are not same as the thought that the source within you is thinking about the same thing in the same moment. For example, when you focus upon someone, anyone, could be a stranger, could be someone you live with and hate, could be anyone, could be a concept, could be a government, could be anything that you're focused upon. When you focus upon anything and you feel negative emotion while you're focusing, it always means one thing. It means your opinion, which is certainly a wonderful thing, and you have the free will to form it and will never stop it. Your opinion, or better said, your perspective, it's a softer word, and the perspective of source within you, who is focused upon this same thing right here, right now, in this moment where all that is converges. The source within you feels differently about the subject that you do if you ever feel negative emotion. And in fact, the negative emotion that you are feeling is that indication that you have a different perspective. Now, it doesn't necessarily, well, it sort of really kind of does mean that your perspective is wrong, because your perspective is your perspective. Whatever it is causing you to offer a vibration, and we really get why you have the beliefs that you have, because you've been holding perspectives. Maybe you picked it up from your family in your early days, or from television programs that you're watching, or from your peers that you are running around with. But as you form a perspective or an opinion, law of attraction will validate it, because law of attraction will match whatever you've got going on. So sometimes in your quest for rightness, you form an opinion, and law of attraction just validates that rightness. We just want to point out to you that if in the midst of that rightness you feel negative emotion, the source within you is holding a different opinion. The source within you is not calling you wrong, and not even trying to get you to think differently than you think. Just being who source is, loving as source loves, keeping the light on for you in case you want to stumble in. So many of you have been listening to us for a while. Esther asked you if you were first time here, and many of you are. But we know you've been reading and listening, and that in most cases you are rather up to speed with the things that we've been talking about. But today we're going to go into new places, because who you are and who we are and who this all is cannot stand still. We are creators. We are joyous co-creators. And we are on a vibrational roll of masterful momentum, where you are discovering through the framework of your own life experience things that matter to you. And in the same moment that you do, the source within you and the vibration that is us is aware of your new discoveries and your new desires. So we know everything that you want. We know, in better stated words, everything that you have become because of the life that you have been living. And most important, we know, the source within you knows who you are and what you want is in relationship to who you're being in any moment. So there's a constant path of least resistance being carved out for you. As you sift and sort and know what you don't want, you know what you do want, and you send a vibrational rocket or request. The source within you literally rides that rocket and becomes it and holds the vibrational equivalent of it. And there is a veritable virtual reality, a vibrational reality. We've been calling it your vortex of creation. There's a vibrational version of the expanded you that is more real than the physical manifested, so far realized version of you, but you don't know it sometimes, mostly, sort of, kind of, always. You're not really that aware of it, because you're so accustomed to translating things through your senses that until it is a fully realized, meaning you can see it and hear it and smell it and taste it and touch it, reality, you don't give it much credence, even though it exists and is real. So those like us are constantly carving out paths of least resistance for you in order to help you find that which you have become, to help you fully realize it so it can be actualized in your experience. We want the money in the bank account that you can spend, not just in the virtual bank account where you have currently deposited it. In other words, we want you to realize the fullness of all that you have become. But before you can do that, You have to get the hang of this vibrational reality that we are all a part of. And you have to learn to read the vibrational nature of your being. And most important, you have to understand in any moment in time what you are doing right here, right now, because of the words you're speaking or the thoughts you're thinking, what you're doing right here, right now, vibrationally, in relationship to this vortex reality, this vibrational reality that is real, that is flowing to you and you to it through the path of least resistance. And it would come swiftly and easily if it were not for that thing you do which doesn't let it flow. And that thing you do which doesn't let it flow is beat the drum of the beliefs that shoot it in the foot. I want more money, but I don't have any money. I want more money, but there's not enough. I want more money. 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 You might have been saying that from time to time. I want more money. I want more money. I want more money. I want more abundance. I want to do more fun things with it. I want 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 it. But usually on the heels of that, but here's where I stand. Here's the money I've got. And the money I've got and the money I want aren't in the same place. Abraham. I want it, but I don't have it. And we want you to discontinue the I don't have it part, because in the focusing upon anything, you establish a vibrational relationship that in very short order, as little as 17 seconds, begins to produce momentum that carves out a path of least resistance or a path of most allowance. It's the same subject. A path of least resistance right to what you're focused upon. So you got to ask yourself, are you carving out the path of least resistance to plenty of money or to not enough money? And all you got to do is start paying attention to the airtime you're giving to the subjects, because a lot of times, oh, we love you so much, you know what's coming next. That's always what we say before we say what we're going to say. We love you so much, however. So often you think that because you're talking about something that you desire and you're using positive sounding words and smiling while you say it, that you got it all covered. But it takes some awareness of two things: how you feel when you're saying it and what happens in terms of manifestation, in order for you to know what your practiced vibrational relationship is to the things you want. And we think that's the best definition we've ever given for what a belief is. It's a practiced vibrational relationship with something. A belief is just a thought you keep thinking. And a belief is what it is because of law of attraction. And law of attraction is the manager of vibrations. But even more, well, maybe not more, but even newer, law of attraction is the reason for all momentum.